So today's practice is I was really thinking, some of you know, we've been enrolling a new group in relationship coaching training. And so I was thinking about relationship coaches and about some practices that I could help relationship coaches learn to really empower their clients and themselves at the heart level. But then I thought this is good for everyone in meditation group. So today we're going to be doing three different practices, and we're going to start with one that's designed to be 3 to 5 minutes, then one that's roughly 5 to 7 minutes, and then one that's 10 to 15 minutes. So we're going to keep progressing in length of time. And the idea is that you could, as a coach, also do this with clients. Sometimes coaches want to have a shorter practice to teach, but also just as human beings. I don't know. I mean, I know that often I just need a kind of quick reset energetically or emotionally. And so this first one is really that quick reset. And I'm going to share my slides with you now, just because I think these slides really help. And I mean, how cool that we can get this bubble moving so quickly through a slide. Okay, let's see here. All right, so the 3 to 5 minute practice. This one is going to begin, and I'm going to talk us through them and then we're going to do them. But I want your mind to kind of know what's coming. And the reason I do that is that I think it's then easier to do the practice when our mind is satisfied. Like, okay, nothing unexpected is going to happen in this meditation, although we never know. Mystery is part of it. But the 3 to 5 minute practice is the core of it is being able to at first speak 5 things you love, if you can, out loud. If you're somewhere where that would be odd, then you just speak them internally. Here are your sound is off, so you can speak them out loud. So when we do this practice, you're going to be speaking out loud 5 things you love. And this can be things you appreciate, things you care about. Love might be a word that's difficult to approach on some days or for some people, and that's okay. What I appreciate, what I like, what I care about. And they can be any 5 things. It doesn't matter what they are. They don't have to be your top things, just 5 things that you care about, that you love, or that you appreciate. And then you're going to be with each of those things and let it vibrate as an energy in your body. So that's the main meditation. And then just noticing how you feel. So that's the short practice. And then the medium practice is we're going to go on a journey. And what we're going to practice doing is on this journey where we're walking in nature, and you'll design where you go on this walk. And I want to be really, really clear. You do not have to see it in your mind's eye. You can feel it. You can talk to yourself about it. You can just sort of sense it, but you do not have to visualize to imagine. So on this walk, in this journey, you're going to notice details that you create. I'll give you some guidance, but then you'll start to create the things you notice. And I made this slide to have a hummingbird, a bee, a butterfly, because they're things we can kind of see that this is a being, I lately like to think of animals and bugs and everyone as persons. So these are persons. And there might be human being persons on the walk, or there might be dogs, or there might be plant life, or something very, very textural, like the velvety texture of a leaf or the bark of a tree. And as you notice these qualities, you're going to send them wishes for wellness, however it comes out of you. I wish you growth, or I wish you nourishment. I wish you well-being, these love messages out to the details you create that you notice on your walk. And then you'll feel that energy that you give out to the details, to the hummingbird, to the dog, to the human, to the bark of the tree, whatever it is. You'll feel them coming back to you. And again, you do not have to visualize. You can sense, you can know, you can give words to it like you're telling yourself a story. And there's other parts of the practice, and I'll be looking at my notes as I guide you. But I wanted just to be clear, that's the main part of the practice. Okay, and let's look at the next one. This is the longer one. So the longer 10 to 15 minute practice, we're going to be working with the ocean as our source of loving openness, presence, and flow. So the feel of a flow state that nourishes us at that emotional level and gives us open-heartedness. And we're going to be with the ocean. And again, we don't have to see it. We can feel it. We can know it. We can talk to ourselves about it. And I want us to be very friendly with our mind. It's no problem if you start to have thoughts during the meditation. You just include them. The thoughts are included. The mind is welcome. The mind is never to be forcefully pushed away, because as soon as we're working in meditation to get rid of things, we're kind of missing the main movement of meditation, which is to let it, in my view anyways, to let it arise and let it disappear. And it's in that open space of the ocean that this can become even easier, even more gentle and loving to all of you, to your sensations, to feelings in the body, to thoughts. And we're also going to be in this practice starting off with color coming down through the crown of the head. And again, you don't have to see it. You can feel it, sense it, give it words. And those colors are going to mix with our body experience as kind of blessings from the universe. We're going to see how that shows up today in that practice. Okay, and then we're going to close that longer practice with wishes for the world and wishes for ourselves. Oh, and in that practice, I added a lot here, so we'll see if we do it all. But we're also going to do some time traveling. So we're going to time travel back just a few days and time travel ahead and and be in the present. And in that time traveling, we're giving to ourselves connection and support and love. Okay, so it's funny, I just made these slides, but it's like I do a meditation before guiding meditation, and then I have to look at them or I've forgotten everything I created half an hour ago or an hour ago. So okay, I'm excited to get started with you, and I'm going to keep the slides up for me more than for you. I invite you to have your eyes closed or open, whatever feels right. Find a position that's comfortable. And it's always nice if we can have a straight back, just because it lets our energy flow a little easier in our system. But if that doesn't feel good, lie down. Have pillows. It doesn't matter. Do whatever you need to be comfortable. Stand up if you fall asleep really quick. But this is a short practice, so it's not much time to fall asleep. Okay, so let's just begin by taking a nice breath in and a nice breath out. And as you breathe, notice your feet and feel that connection with your feet, that connection with earth. And just breathing, noticing your breath, noticing the way you want to breathe. So you're not controlling the breath, you're allowing the breath to be here for you. Breathing in fully and breathing out completely in your own way today. And next, we're going to say out loud 5 things that you love, appreciate, like, care about. 5 things, anything, people, places, animals, activities, little details of things, whatever comes to you, 5 things. Go ahead and name 5 things out loud in your own space. Your microphone is off. Okay, whatever came to you is just right. Any 5 things. Now we're going to, don't worry if it's out of order. Take one thing that you named out loud that you care about and say it internally now. And let the word that is used to describe the thing you love, let that word just resonate in your heart space as you say it internally. And it could be as simple as I love the color blue. And then feeling that appreciation for that color going out into the space of your body around you. And this is the tone or the vibe, the energy of that love for that color or person or place or thing or activity or animal. And then you're going to do that with the next thing you love. And it's okay if it's a new thing. If you don't remember the 5 things you said out loud, that's okay. It really doesn't matter what it is. It's that energy of appreciation and letting that word resonate in the body like an echo. Almost like there's a texture and a movement to the quality of this feeling of appreciation. And go ahead with the third thing. Anything that you appreciate, that you care about. And you're continuing to breathe as you do this practice. You might check in on your feet, feeling steady and grounded as you explore the resonance in the whole body. And the fourth thing you love or appreciate or care about, feeling that through your whole system, letting the word sound in your chest, letting that sound continue throughout the body internally. You might just meditate with the word of what you love, and that's just perfect. And then the fifth word of what you love, care about, appreciate. And now bringing a hand or both hands to the heart area and feeling that connection between your hand and the skin there on your chest, and feeling the warmth in the hand, the warmth in the chest, feeling that energetic heart in your own way, and just taking 3 nice breaths here. Your breath is your teacher. Notice your feeling tone. Notice your energy. Okay, that was perfect. If you want to make a little mental note of that first practice, that was a 5-minute practice. Mental note or written note is fine. Writing in the chat is fine. And we're going to go to our next practice. This is a 7-minute practice. And of course, the minutes don't matter. It's a little challenge for me as your meditation guide today to stay with the minutes. But when you're doing this practice, take all the time that feels right. So just begin by imagining a place that you like to go and walk, or that you imagine you would like to go and walk. This doesn't have to be a real place. It might be a garden, it might be a forest, it might be a path near the ocean. It might be by a canal, it might be through a lavender farm, whatever it is. And let yourself know that you can feel, you can see, you can hear, you can sense, you can give words to this place. And this is different than seeing things like a movie. Instead, you're allowing your imagination to be with all of your senses. And your breath continues to guide you as you breathe in and out in the way that's right today, rhythmic, steady, whatever you need. You might even feel the body breathing more than the nostrils or the mouth. And as you walk in this place, you begin to notice the little details. And pick one little detail you notice on your walk. Maybe it's a detail close to the ground, and your eyes just land on it. One leaf, one bug, one little chipmunk, whatever it is. And send that being, send that thing that you're noticing, send it a message of kindness or appreciation, or make a wish for it. And then just imagine that wish you've made for it. Like, let's say you wished for it to be healthy and to keep growing. And then you just feel that same energy of that wish for growth coming back to you, into you, just like a breath in. And you keep walking down the path of this beautiful place that you've chosen to take a walk in, feeling it, feeling the quality of the air. Is it morning? Is it afternoon? Is it sunset? And noticing if there are scents that you smell. And then just imagining a detail coming to you here on this walk in your own experience. And whatever this detail is, it could be a person walking, a stranger. It could be a wild little animal, or a pet like a dog on a leash, or a flower. And just send that your love, send that your kindness through a wish. May you be well. Or some other wish that you make for it. And feel that wish coming from your heart, like a golden thread that goes out and blesses what you're wishing for. And then, like that golden thread, brings back the beautiful, loving intention right into your being, right into your heart. And you keep going down the path, feeling your body as you walk. Imagine what it's like to walk. Imagine what it's like when it's just you and the sounds of this walk. And let yourself notice a detail. Maybe it's something you hear. The wind, water somewhere. And send to that element, to what you hear. Send that a wish for wellness of some kind. And you can do this with words. You can do this with a sense that comes from your own inner kindness that flows like an energy. You can do this with a color or some other way you imagine. And just letting that wish go out to something you're noticing and letting it come back to you. It goes out and is received. and it comes back and is felt around you, in you, through your breath. And keep going on your walk. And just in your own way, noticing details, letting your imagination show you these details and sending them love, sending them kindness, sending them wishes for their wellness, their nourishment, their growth. And then after you're done wishing for them, taking a moment to feel the energy of that wish in your own body, in your own mind, in your own felt experience. And it's up to you. You might decide to sit somewhere that's particularly nice, a bench with a view, or a nice spot in the shade of a tree. And you just continuing to be in this vibration of wishing wellness and receiving wellness. And take a moment just to feel the whole place, the whole atmosphere of this place in nature, feeling it all around you and in you, letting yourself expand your awareness to your whole body, your hands, your feet, your face, your back, your front body, your side body, in this beauty, in this wellness of this place in nature, feeling the place and yourself all at once in this whole state, in this wideness, in this presence as you breathe. And when you're ready, opening your eyes, and we're going to do the French press where we put our hands together and lifting the hands right at forehead level and slowly grounding your energy by just bringing the hands down in front of you. You're gathering that beautiful energy and frequency of appreciation, of kindness, and you're allowing it to ground and integrate in your body as you slowly bring the hands down until they're at your lap or in front of you, lower down the body, just like, if you've ever used a French press to make coffee. Okay, that was wonderful. And that was our 7-minute practice. It was actually 8 minutes. You did a great job. And maybe you want to just notice how that feels and take some notes or just make a mental note. I feel more, whatever it is. And now we're going to go to our longer practice. So we're going to begin this practice by putting a hand to our heart and just breathing in and breathing out. And connecting with your warm intentions, maybe making a wish or two for yourself. And your breath can be natural. As you breathe and feel your heart, it might bring a little smile to the heart. And just bringing your attention now to the top of your head and imagining any colors of the rainbow, like blessings, intentions from the universe of love and goodness, blessings of grace and kindness, letting them come through you as felt colors or textures of light, of vibration. It might be through color, it might not. And if it were through color, it might just be like a drop of blue mixing in your head and slowly moving down the core of your body, and then a drop of yellow. And a drop of orange, or any color that you like, and just letting that come like a blessing in through the crown, down through the body. And if you wish to keep your hand on your heart, you can, or you can let the hand drop to your leg or to your lap. And just begin to imagine the ocean. Qualities of the ocean. If for any reason the ocean is not great for you, then make it something else that feels really wonderful. You don't have to be in the ocean. You can be looking at it, just knowing it as a quality, as an element, as a part of the world. And just feeling that depth and wideness and expanse and connection of the ocean as you breathe. You might just imagine that your breath is like the calm rolling of the ocean. That feeling, if you've ever been on a boat or sitting at the shoreline as the water gently laps against your feet, and just sensing that flow. And you might just feel it in your body now as a flow. And there might be a special word you give to a kind of wide, embracing, harmonious quality of the ocean. It might be the word flow or allow or gentle. Any word that comes to you as a word you want to be with as you meditate, feeling that rhythm of flow. And a word might not be right for you. It might be instead just a feeling that you allow. Just like those drops of colors or blessings from the universe, you can imagine the sense of the ocean like a blessing in your whole body, like a permission to be expanded, to be free, to be everything at one time. And your breath continues to flow. And you notice your breathing as you also imagine the ocean, feeling the space of the air connecting with the ocean. Feeling the space of the warm sand connecting with the gentle shoreline of the sea. And here you are in your body and yourself, but also fluid, flexible, flowing. And whatever shows up, words, thoughts, sensations, feelings, they're allowed to just flow with the quality of water. And you give permission for sensations to move and evolve, to change, to lighten, to come closer, to go farther. And with this flow, just let yourself now travel to a moment yesterday that speaks to you, a moment when this flow, this acceptance would feel really good. And give yourself this flow, this acceptance yesterday, one moment. Just imagining that that moment and giving to it this quality of flow, of acceptance, of kindness, support. And go back a little farther, maybe last week. Was there any time you can remember last week, a time maybe of irritation or stress that you can send back all the way back 7 days, maybe, this sense of warmth, kindness, this present, compassionate, open, flowing self goes back in time and gives this quality to yourself then. And you might just imagine yourself smiling a little, even in the midst of some kind of irritation. You just smile for no reason, and you know it's going to be okay. And then moving back into this moment, feeling your whole body, feeling your hands and your feet, feeling the 2 points of your hips, your shoulders, your 2 ears, this whole of you, and allowing this acceptance and flow in the whole body. Whatever thoughts come or go, feelings, sensations, they're all allowed. And let's go to the future and give ourselves this allowing, this freedom, this kind acceptance to a future moment. Tomorrow, later today, maybe next week. And you can just say the words, I give to my future self this permission to be in flow, this permission to feel whole, peaceful, loving. And with your permission statement, with your wish, you're empowering yourself in this very gentle and giving way. And feel your future self smiling as they receive this kindness from this moment going out into the future. And you just smile and let yourself feel that smile right now in your body. What's it like for your belly to smile? What's it like for your shoulder blades to smile? The back of your head can smile. And from here, we're going to extend these wishes out to all people, all persons, animals, insects, flowers, plants, trees, oceans, rivers, grasses, sending out these wishes for wellness, for nourishment, for growth, for peace. Imagine your wishes going out like waves of love out into the universe, touching the hearts of all people. And now let yourself feel those wishes from the people here in this community today, this moment, sending you wishes of wellness, of love, of nourishment, of kindness, and the universe sending you this energy of support. Let yourself feel it in your whole body, in your heart space, in the space of your arms, in the space between your ears, in your throat, in your jaw, in your feet, the space of your legs, in your hips, and the core of your body. Feeling those wishes of love, of wellness, of kindness, of nourishment. And let it become like a beautiful bubble all around you, a bubble of goodness that you can just vibe in whenever you need, at every moment. And thanking the ocean for the time you spent with the ocean today. Thanking any angels or guides, the universe that supports you. And just being in this connection now in silence for a minute. When you're ready, coming back to the moment, hands on your heart, maybe one hand on your lower stomach, one on your heart, and connecting with your seat and with your feet, feeling the stability of earth, just like you are a beautiful ancient tree or a large rock, and you're so connected and grounded and present. And from here, you can open your eyes. And just taking your time to come back. So we did all 3 practices. And I would love to hear your shares, any questions. Definitely drink some water if you have some around. So, the idea of that first practice of just saying out loud the 5 things, that's a real shifter that can be done in 1 minute, right? And then I felt that the practices grew, they grew on themselves. So the middle one of the journey and the walking involved a little bit more of the mind to come up with a connection with the imagination to generate that experience. And then the third practice was more of a releasing into an openness. There was intentionality, there was still that activation of imagination and the giving of blessings and the receiving, but it was a little bit more expanded. I don't know if you guys felt that. And Sandra, how are you?
Hi, good morning, Magali. Can you hear me okay?
I do. I hear you
Okay.
well.
Awesome. Oh gosh, that was so amazing. I actually looked at the first 5 minutes and it was to me, in my space, first of all, it was like, you can't just pick 5 words. You gotta pick like a whole universe. And one of my words was actually water. And, I wrote down the notes after 5 minutes because I had to look. I'm like, oh my gosh, what we as coaches can help someone go through in just 5 minutes. For me, it was like an hour session because I went through outpouring, of like
Mhm.
my needs, like what's going on in me right now. And
Mm.
then how did I connect with myself, my inner core, my inner being, what's going on, where I've been, where I am now, where I need to go. And then actual resonance within myself. Like, why is this one? How is this? How am I so much like, I guess, in need to have these things be like I'm aware of them in my heart and my feeling, and then acceptance and also self-nurturing. So that was all in 5 minutes. It was like
That's
huge.
amazing.
And I cried and I had tears and this and that. And then we moved on. And so I find that I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so crazy. Because for those of us who are doing coaching work with you and Mark, it's just we have so much wealth that it's like almost impossible to follow through, because all you need is one or two and it's like the world changes.
Mm, that's beautiful. And that's a reflection of where you are, that this vastness is so there for you. I love
Well,
it.
I'll tell you
Yeah.
why, just because it was almost like I cheated beforehand, because I just came from a vacation in the Smoky Mountains and I went visiting
Oh, you're
and
breaking up
walking
right
through
there.
waterfalls, walking behind it, standing there. I'm sorry.
No, you just broke up a minute. So I heard a vacation in the Smoky Mountains and then waterfalls.
Yes, and walking, there's one waterfall which is called Dry Falls, and you actually walk underneath it, and you're feeling all of the mist and the ions. And I'm standing there, and like and I actually was with a friend in helping him go through, like just a first time meditation experience, where at one point I'd open my eye to see, like, is he doing it? Is he getting it? so so what
Oh,
came
wonderful. That's beautiful. Oh, I love that.
So it wasn't hard to walk through and find,
Yeah.
but what I did notice going into the second, and even with the French press, where, it always goes back to, okay, as we want to give to others. Now, this is more of the serious note. When we want to help so many people and we want to do for others, how much we open up and how much we give, and we think that we don't need, like we're like endless beings of giving and radiating, and then you realize how it's like you're burning the candle or all ends, and it's so important to find that source, because we need it ourselves. And this to me, like, I'm amazed, half hour, how much we can do through 3 separate sessions, and how much we're
Yeah.
doing it not from the intellect, but allowing ourselves to be here, which just fed so much. So
Mm,
I'm just such a fan.
thank
I'm so
you.
thankful.
Oh, thank you. You're so great at talking about experiences. I really appreciate.
Thank you,
So,
man.
yeah, I saw some questions come up. Cherise said, if one is visual, is there more benefit to experiencing the visualization in first person? I'm not exactly sure what you mean, Cherise. I'll try to speak to it, and then if you want to add more detail. So I'm imagining if, for example, you're guiding someone who's more visual, or you are more visual and you're guiding yourself, you can then use more words just directly, like imagine this, or as you see this. I don't know if that's what you mean. And you don't have to do what I do, which is giving everyone permission to not be visual. And I do that because it's pretty common that if we're not visual, we tell ourselves we can't do these kinds of meditations. And it's just not true. We can imagine with our felt experience. We can imagine with the use of language, of thoughts. So that's why I always say that, because I want to include everyone, not just visual thinkers. Okay, there's not so many, but there's a couple questions and shares, and I just want to read them. I love the rhythm of the ocean connecting me to the rhythm of my life. Thank you, Gabriella. Katie said 5 things included my son. And I couldn't stop giggling when I brought him in. Silly, crazy energy. It was such a fun, bubbly, fun to experience him in that way. That's beautiful. Okay, so now if you guys want to, what I was thinking, unless there's any other share, question, thought about this, if you want to put how you might use this in your life, just give a thought. How would I use this in my day? What about sending love to yourself yesterday or tomorrow? That's a practice just by itself that can be pretty, just to me, really changes everything. Because to me, that's up there with dream yoga, when we can ask